always be obstacles. In fact, there are different kinds of obstacles. There are financial obstacles, there are economic obstacles, there are military obstacles, technological obstacles, obstacles in all aspects of life. And let me tell you, every person faces obstacles. Those that are in primary 1, they face the obstacles. Those that are in JS2, they face the obstacles. Those that are in SS, okay, they face the obstacles. And then even the teachers, they face the obstacles. The principal of the school faces his own obstacles. Everybody in life have obstacles that they must face in life. There must be an obstacle, one way or the other. Sometimes somebody will tell you that, oh, always think positive. Yes, it's good to think positive. But in spite of the positivity that you think, the obstacle will still come. It will still arise. Okay? But I'm going to tell you what you are going to do when you are faced with obstacles. But before then, let me quickly share with you some of the obstacles that students face. What are some of the obstacles that students face in life? What are some of the obstacles that children face in life? What are some of the obstacles that you can experience? Number 1, what I've written here in my notes, money. Money is an obstacle. When your parents have financial challenges, it has a way of affecting you. It has a way of disturbing you. There are some children that are supposed to come now, but they cannot come for this term because their parents don't have the money to pay. So money can be an obstacle when it's not there. Okay? But for the students, you don't really think about money because your parents are the one that thinks about it. But when they don't have it, it affects you. Number 2, challenges that students face. In the school, there are school challenges. Okay? And some of the school challenges, for example, difficult subjects. When you have a subject that is difficult for you, when you have a subject that the teacher is teaching you, but you don't understand the subject, you can hardly get the subject. Maybe you are good in other subjects, but when it comes to this particular subject, you find it difficult. That's a challenge. That's an obstacle. Okay? And then, challenge that students face, or obstacles that students face. Number 3, social media. Today, challenge that students face, social media is one of them. Because today, many children have handsets. Their parents buy handsets for them. And sometimes, the parents will buy their handset with a good mind, with a good purpose. Maybe he wants to say, okay, anytime I want to call my child, I want my child to be able to answer. But there are challenges. Because by the time you begin to use that phone, I was with a boy before I came here. Because I was staying somewhere before I came to this, where I am right now. It's not very far from here. Where I was staying, there was a boy of about 11 years. And he had phone. And I always see him. He's always pressing the phone. So I asked him, what are you doing with the phone? He's just playing music. He's even going online. Because one day I saw he was chatting with the phone. 11 years boy. So many of us will have phones. But there are obstacles with social media. Because by the time you begin to go into social media, you begin to see a lot of things. You begin to experience a lot of things. You begin to learn a lot of things. Things that your teacher will not teach you, you might find it there in social media. And before you know, it can become an obstacle to your progress. It can become, in fact, I used to tell, sometimes I say to myself, thank God that phones were not there when I was growing up. At least when I was in primary school, in secondary school, thank God phones were not there. That's why I'm a very good writer. I like writing. One of the things I enjoy most, if you want me to be very happy, give me a book to read. If you want to be very happy, give me a book. And today, I'm an author of 28 books. Not books I want to publish. Books I have already published. 28. And the last time I published a book was 2018. You can imagine. 28 books. I love reading. I've read thousands of books. When I was in primary school, in the secondary school, I always liked to read. But if handset was there that time, we wouldn't have concentrated on reading. So that's why I said said that social media is an obstacle to the children of today, to the students of today. Social media is an obstacle. Some of you, you may not use the phone in the school, but by the time you get home, your friend brings his phone and you start using. Some of you, by the time you get home, you spend the whole time on social media. And the next day you come to class, you didn't revise your work, you didn't read your book, you come back to class, you are not even prepared for the class. And that's why what they taught you yesterday, by the time they're asking you today, you cannot even remember it. It's an obstacle. It's an obstacle. And that's why you have to be wise. That's why you have to tell yourself, you have to speak yourself. Speak to yourself. I'm sorry about that. You have to speak to yourself. That's why I'm here today, to challenge you, to tell you this, to make you to know that if you are not careful, that social media can become an obstacle that will make you not to reach your goal in life. That dream you have, that social media can become an obstacle that will make you not to reach that dream. So if you want to reach that dream, you have to do what? Put that social media aside. When your friend comes and is telling you, oh, come, let's watch video, come, let's do this, you tell him, I'm not interested. I don't want. When your friend is telling you, come, let's go online, let's go on WhatsApp, let's go on social media, you tell him, I don't want. I am not interested. Why? Because it may not help you. It may not help you. Number 4, obstacles that students face is frustration, depression, and rejection. There are 3 different things, but because of time I have to put them together. Frustration, depression, and rejection. So people will ask and say, does students get depressed? Does youth get depressed? Does young people get depressed? The answer is yes. I learned this, or I discovered this when I was in Kenya. In Kenya, I was invited to speak on the TV one day, and I was to speak on depression. So I had to do a research, and that was when I discovered that a lot of youth in Kenya commit suicide. And you know one thing about Kenya, one thing I love about Kenya is that they have, how is it called? They do research. They always do research. So they always give you figures. But it's something we lack in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you can hardly hear the accurate figures of certain things. But in Kenya, you can easily get figures. So like in Kenya, we know the number of people that commit suicide every year in Kenya. And guess what? The number is about 3,000. And out of that 3,000, they are mostly youths. In fact, 70 to 80% of people that commit suicide in Kenya is youths. And actually, all over the world. Now look at this. I was watching a video some days ago, last week actually, and I heard a man saying that every year, 8 million people commit suicide worldwide. Every year, 8 million people. Why do people commit suicide? Because of depression, because of frustration. Sometimes because of obstacles that they face in life, because of rejection, because of sadness. You know, when they are sad about one thing or the other, they can just say, oh, let me just go and kill myself. And that man also said that every 40 seconds, one person kills himself around the world. Every 40 seconds. So it is important I speak this to children. I say this to children. There are some of you, because your parents beat you, because somebody abused you, you say, oh, I wish I'm not even in this world. I wish I can just leave this world. You begin to think bad thoughts. No, it should not be like that. I read the story. Then I was in Kenya, okay? But I read a story of a 10-year-old boy that committed suicide in Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. 10-year-old boy committed suicide in Delta State. So depression is an obstacle. If you are the type that easily become depressed, you easily hate yourself, you easily get angry, and you get angry with yourself, or maybe you even get angry with people around you, it can lead to depression. So it's something that is an obstacle. You have to avoid it, you have to reject it. Anything that will make you to be unhappy, it's not the best for you. Be happy always. Be happy always. Am I talking to you? Are you getting something?
Yes.
Be happy always. Whatever will make you sad, remove it. Don't allow anything to make you sad. Don't allow anything to make you frustrated. Are you getting what I'm saying? Then number 5, obstacles that youth face, drugs. Drugs. And under these drugs, I can mention smoking. I can mention drinking. I can mention the things that they use in Nigeria, like what they are talking about, codeine, and some of those strange things that they use, and some people mixing some part of it. I went to a house one day in the evening, and I was with this man, and this man is a politician in Nigeria. A politician. I was in his house. He was with his wife and child, daughter, a girl of about 6 years. Not up to 6 years, actually. 4 years. The girl was about 4 years in that house that evening. And do you know what happened? There was drink on the table. There was a malt drink and there was a Gulda drink. You know Gulda is alcohol. And then the girl was crying. So the father said, okay, let me give you a drink. Do you know what the girl was pointing? She was pointing at the Gulda. He said, give me the Gulda. The father said, no, pastor is here. I'm not going to give you Gulda. She said, no, give me. She started crying and screaming until the father gave her that Gulda. Why? Because he has already been giving it to her. There are some parents that even a child that is still in their hand, they will put alcohol in the mouth of the child. And that is terrible. And before you know it, that child grows up with a desire to drink, with a desire, to go into drugs. Or sometimes, some of our children and our youth, they go into drugs because of peer pressure, because they see their friends smoking, and it looks as if it's sexy to smoke. It looks as if it's sexy to drink alcohol. But can I tell you something? It's not sexy. It's foolishness. It's stupidity. When you begin to take alcohol, when you begin to smoke, it's not right for you. I went somewhere some weeks ago, and it was an entertainment center. Okay, it's owned by an American in Lagos, and the American person is my friend. So I was there. So the place was rough, okay, and the workers were not around. So the American man called me and said I should come and help him to pick the things on the table. Now, I'm a very humble person. I can do anything, okay? I was happy to do that. But when I got to the table, guess what I saw? Alcohol, the can of alcohol. I forgot Heineken or something. The can, they are finished drinking it. So the can were there. So that was what the man expected me to pick. Do you know what I did? I walked out of that place. I walked out. I can't use my hands to touch the can of anything. It's not me. Even in my dream, I won't do it. Talk less of when I'm looking at you like this. You know when I made that decision? I made that decision when I was a small boy. I made that decision when I was young that I will never touch alcohol. When I was young, you can't send me to go and buy alcohol. It's not possible. I won't go. I can buy anything you want me to buy for you, but not alcohol. So you have to make a decision from when you are young. That's why we have to share these things with you. That the fact that your friend is doing it does not mean you should do it. The fact that your friend is doing it does not mean that it is good. Okay? And then the last thing I will mention here before I go to the last point is sexual abuse. Obstacles that students face. Sexual abuse. And that sexual abuse can come from your friend, can come from somebody close to you, can come from anybody. It's an obstacle. Because sometimes when things happen like that, it has a way of weighing you down. It has a way of affecting you. So how do you overcome obstacles? When you are faced with obstacles in your life, how do you overcome? I will give you some secrets. Number one, decision. You have to make a decision. See, let me tell you. You don't have to wait for your life to be better before you decide. No, you have to decide first before your life will be better. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you have to make a decision. What is the decision? I must fulfill my dream. I must reach my goal. I must get, to where I want to reach in my life. It's a decision. Make a decision. Now listen to me. The power of decision. When you make a decision, do you know what will happen? When other students are playing, you will not play. When other students are joking with their book, you will not joke with your book. When other students refuse to do their assignment, you will not refuse to do your assignment. Why?